Buying single Pokemon cards is probably my favourite part of actually collecting the Pokemon TCG. I absolutely love going through like the various websites, picking out what I need, finding the best places to get it from. And then when they all start coming in through the post, I absolutely love it. And today's my favourite part of it. It's when I get to organise all of my binders and then just look through and just see what they all look like after I am done. So today we have got a semi-big stack of singles. As we get closer to Christmas, it is going to get a little bit smaller as we go on, or a little bit sort of aiming for the cheaper cards. And then after that, we can then start looking at getting the bigger stacks once more. I'm going to go through what we get and pop them in the binders, show you what the binders will look like. My collection is really exciting to me right now, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what they look like with these additions in there. We do of course have some stuff from Stellar Crown that we need to put into our binders because it's better to just do it all in one go, and we've got a couple that are sort of older cards as well. So we're really looking forward to going through this and seeing what it all looks like. If you like these collection videos, then please do subscribe down below. I'm trying to hit 250 subscribers by the end of the year, and fingers crossed we can make it because we've been doing pretty well so far on the subscriber front, but I can only do it with your help. So thank you very much everybody who has subscribed so far for the Pokemon content or for the Yu-Gi-Oh content if you happen to be watching this. But without further ado, let's get into it. So we are starting off the video today with my boy, my absolute favourite Pokemon of all time, Espeon. I love Espeon. I don't particularly like Espeon Shiny all that much in the game, but I've got to admit, on this particular card, it looks really nice. In this card, they made it a nice colour green. In the games, it's not a very nice colour green, I don't think. I absolutely love this card. I think it's really pretty. I'm so glad that we could pick this up. I love the fact that Espeon was sort of given a shiny Pokemon in there as a GX. Absolutely brilliant. Like I say, my favourite Pokemon of all time. We're doing really well with our Espeon collection. We'll have a look at the binder in a second. But I'm really excited to be able to pop this into the binder. Then we've got Arcanine. He's such a good boy. This is a really kind of old Arcanine. So it's 2003 from Sandstorm. I think it's Sandstorm, this one. And just the artwork on it is just really cool. Like this sort of, I don't know, it's like a washed out drawing of it. It's really cool. So I love this Arcanine. Next up, we've been looking at getting some Hydreigons and trying to complete our Hydreigons. Now, I'm really excited to say that we are almost there with Hydreigon. Very, very close. But we got 3 more Hydreigons to add into the set. This one here from Plasma Freeze. And then the full art from Roaring Skies. This is such a cool card. These full art EXs from this sort of era just look so awesome. I just think that they really got the art style right with the full arts at this period. So I love that. And that's all for the non-mythicals. Now we move on to the mythicals that we're going to be adding in. And a lot of these are from Stellar Crown. But we do have the Mew from Crown Zenith, the Gallery Mew. This is one of my favourite cards of all time. It's such a peaceful card. I love it. I love the fact that you've got so many other Pokemon also included in the card. It's a really pretty card. So, very nice. Very nice pick up there. We got the Celebi from Stellar Crown. There's a bunch of mythicals in Stellar Crown, all of which were kind of common. And then the odd rare card and above. But, Celebi here. And Jirachi, both from Stellar Crown. I love this Jirachi artwork. Then we got Deoxys here, the Sun and Moon promo. Hollow. This is a really cool card. And Deoxys cards tend to be worth quite a bit, actually. Like, they're difficult to find any that are insanely cheap anymore that I don't already have. And we don't have that many Deoxys. My goal this month was to try and get all of the Pokemon up to having 7 cards in the binder. So Deoxys was the 7th that I needed here. We got ourselves an Arceus. Now this Arceus I picked up fairly cheap actually. I saw it going pretty cheap, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna grab that. It is a beautiful holo on that and lovely artwork from the XY era. Yeah, I got it fairly cheap in comparison to what others were selling it as, and it's in really good condition, so, you know, I'm quite happy with that. And then we've also got an Arceus Level X from Diamond and Pearl era, which is just beautiful. The artwork in the Diamond and Pearl era is not always the best. It does leave a little bit to be, you know, desired sometimes, but it's still got a really beautiful holo to it. And yeah, I'm really, really happy with that. And it was fairly cheap for the time period as well. Next up, we've got a Keldeo V. We don't have too many sort of alt arts or full arts or half art Keldeos. So I wanted to pick up a Keldeo V half art here. And next up, we've got Malouetta. Now, Malouetta is a Pokemon which I'm going to be trying to get all of soon. We need to do Diancie first, because I think we only need 2 more Diancies. But Malouetta is one that there's not too many Malouetta cards out there, so we can grab all of those at some point. So this was working towards that. Genesect here is another Pokemon which we only had 6 of, so I picked up a cheap one. Just a standard rare, which is still pretty cool. Still pretty cool. We got Diancie here from Stellar Crown. And Volcanion V. This card is really cool. Volcanion's probably my least favorite mythical out of all of them, but it does have some pretty cool card arts at times. And this is one of them. I do like that. As it is one of the V cards, it's really cool. Next up, we got Marshadow. Marshadow goes through. We go from one of my least favorites to one of my more favorites. I love Marshadow. I think it's a really cool design. And all of the well, quite a lot of the Marshadow cards are kind of like quite peaceful in their artwork and stuff like that. Here he is, just overlooking the scenery. I really like it. Next, we've got Zeraora. Speaking of something that is not peaceful, Zeraora from Stellar Crown. This is not a peaceful card in the slightest. He is going for it. And then we've got Meltan. We've got a couple of Meltans to give. All of these from Stellar Crown. Meltan in the toolbox from Stellar Crown. We got the Melmetal Rare from Stellar Crown. And we also got the Melmetal EX double rare from Stellar Crown. So, yeah, plenty from Stellar Crown to be putting in. But, yeah, this is going to sort of completely change the mythical binder quite a lot. We've got a lot going in here today. So, let's put them in the binders. This is my favourite part. Let's put them in the binders and let's see what we've got. So we've got everything into the mythical binder here. Let's take a look at what we've got. We've now finally got a full page of Muse. We do need to still get the evolutions, the regular evolutions card. We've just got the reverse holo, but that's fine. We've got a full page of the Muse. And we're getting there with pretty much everything now. We're getting there with a lot of these cards, just building up those numbers really well. We're getting to the point where I think I'm going to need to actually change how I'm stylizing the binder so that it looks more like the chronological that I want it to look like. But yeah, these Arceuses just look great. Absolutely awesome. The Arceus page is going to look, well, it looks so cool because every Arceus is slightly different and it's slightly special in some way. So that's really cool. We've got the Victinis, we've got the Keldeos, Malouetta, which we will be looking at getting all of the Malouettas in time. Diancie, the Diancie and Hooper page, like there's so many fairy and psychic and stuff like that going on here. It looks kind of, I don't know, quite eye-catching. All of the pink. There's not many, obviously not many fairy types either in this binder. So seeing any fairy types is really cool. Of course, Magearna here that we have all of. We do have obviously some mythicals that are going to be coming out soon in future sets. Oh. So I'm pretty sure there's a Zarude coming out soon. Probably in Surging Sparks, I'm not quite sure. And then obviously we've got Petraruntier at the end, which we don't have all of because I need to buy some more Shrouded Fable. But yeah, that is the Mythical binder. I'm really impressed with how it's looking. We've got 190 cards currently in the Mythical binder, which is really cool. It's really cool. So I think once I get over sort of 200, 250, I'm going to start looking at spreading them out how I actually want them to look. But let's move on to the other binders now that we've added into today. Let's start off first of all with the Growlithe and Arcanine binder. Now obviously we've only actually added one card into this binder today, and it was nice and early on because we've added in this Sandstorm card. But the rest of the binder is looking pretty cool. Just full of good boys. That's all it is. It's full of good boys. The one thing that I do have to say about this is that it's a little bit mishmashed as to, we've got loads of different cards from different sets, but we don't really have too many pairs of Growlithe and Arcanine from sort of the same sets. Obviously, we've got Fusion Strike here and Astral Radiance and all of these later ones. But yeah, we're missing a couple of like pairings, and we're missing a lot of like special cards in here. So we've got the Arcanine EX from Scarlet and Violet, both of those. But that's about it in terms of the actual special cards that we have available to us here. So yeah, we need to grab some more of those really special cards, those V's and EXs and stuff like that, just to make this binder pop a little bit more. Next up, we're going to go through Espeon. Now, Espeon, obviously, like I say, my favourite Pokemon of all time. This binder just brings me so much joy and happiness. So much joy and happiness. So the early Espeons we've got here, and then we just start getting to the point where Espeon got a litany of EX cards, full arts, special illustrations and things like that. So it just makes this binder look really cool. And the shiny Espeon just pops off the page quite a lot there alongside all of these. So obviously Espeon is a card that I'm never actually going to be able to complete, or it's incredibly unlikely I'll be able to complete, mainly because of Pop Series 5 Espeon being worth far too much money. But if we can get to the point where we only need that, I will be pretty happy with my collection, in fairness. So that is Espeon. And next up, lastly, is Dino, Zweilous, and Hydreigon. Now, for the time being, this is the only card in this binder that we are missing. So we're just missing the Hydreigon from Next Destinies. Now, I believe that there is a Dino, Zweilous, and Hydreigon plus a special illustration rare Hydreigon coming in either Surging Sparks, I think it is in Surging Sparks, or it's in Prismatic Evolution when that comes out in January. But yeah, these cards are really cool. There's not a massive amount of EX cards or anything. We do get the break and those EX cards there. But this card is so cool. It's so cool. But yeah, this is a really cool thing. And the fact that we only need the one, it is the most expensive one out of all of them. But we only need the one in order to be able to call this absolutely finished. And then when they bring out a new set, they will have them in as well. So it's just Next Destinies. And yeah, it's a pretty costly card. So we'll probably be looking at that after Christmas, most likely. But yeah, that is going to be everything that we've got today. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Please do subscribe to the channel. And I will see you next time.